Okay, assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you? I hope you are fine. So today we are going to discuss problem on information and data, and as I told me in my last class, I will be showing a graph where how you can draw the line graph of a particular data. So first let's read out the question. A student writes the following numbers taking from 20 to 40. So these are the numbers that have been provided. Okay, so once I have the stem, now I have to read out the question. Write down the given numbers in order of their values. So what do you mean by in order of their values? In order of their values means just simply in ascending order, because we know that 1 is greater than 2, then 3 is greater, then 1 is smaller than 2, and 3 is again greater than 2. So value increases one after another. So we just need to write these numbers in order of their values. Okay, so in order of their values means just we need to arrange the data in ascending order. Okay, so I have done part A over here just for your reference. In order of their values, the numbers can be arranged by in this way. Okay, what I've done, I just arranged this data in ascending order. That's it. Don't need to do much more. Next, what you need to do is to determine the median and mode of the data. So median, we know there is a formula for median, that is median of the data is if the number of data is odd, we have a formula to find the median of the data. Over here I've counted the number of data, the number of numbers over here, that is 29. Okay, if you count the number of data over here, you can find it as 29. So the number of data is odd, which is 29. We know what is odd and even number, right? So since the number of data is odd, that is 29, so there is a formula for finding out the median. Median equals to number of numbers plus 1 divided by 2. So how many data is there? Number of numbers means the number of data they are talking about. So number of data is what? 29. So 29 plus 1 divided by 2, that is 15. So the median will be the 15th term. 15th term, once you arrange from the data which you have arranged, from there the 15th term will be the median. So you need to understand that you just cannot find out randomly median from over here. First you need to arrange the data in ascending order. Once you arrange the data in ascending order as I arranged over here, okay, once you arrange the data in ascending order, then only I will use this formula to find it out. So 15 term, I find out the 15 term from over here, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15. So you can see 32 is the 15th term. So 32 is the 15th term. So this is my median. Got it? Now next is the mode. So what is the mode? Mode of the data is what? 22. Why? It has been repeated maximum times. I mentioned this in my previous class as well. How will we find mode? Mode means the data which has been repeated maximum times. So if you can see over here, the maximum time of the data which has been repeated is what? 22. Okay, so that means 22 is the mode. Got it? So now we are moving on to the last part, that is to draw the line graph of the given data. So in order to draw the line graph, first of all we need to make a table. What would be the table about? One portion of the table will have the numbers which is over here, and another portion of the table will have how many times a number has been repeated. So I'm moving on to the table, that is this one. You can see the number and frequency. So what does frequency mean? Number of times a data has appeared. Okay, a number of times the data has appeared. For example, over here you can see 21 is how many times? 2 times. 22, this number has repeated how many times? 8 times. So This is actually what we call frequency, and this is what I have written over here. So one column will be for the number of data, that is 21, 22, 25, the number which have been written over here. Okay, so I've just written the number over here, and the next column will be frequency, how many times the number has been repeated. For example, 21 has been repeated 2 times, 22 8 times, 25 2 times, 32 3 times, 35 3 times, 37 5 times, 39 3 times, and 40 3 times. So if you add all of them, you will see that the number of data is what? 29. Okay, so once I have drawn the table, from this table I will be drawing the line graph. Okay, so I'm moving on to the graph. So this is my graph. Okay, I've not drawn the graph, I've just made points. So this is my graph where I've drawn a line over here. If you can see, this is the y-axis. Okay, so y-axis will represent my frequency. Okay, and the number will be represented in my x-axis. Okay, so this is my frequency and this is my number. So I have arranged this number, you can see in x-axis I have arranged the number as in 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. I have to always bear in mind how much space do I have. So I need to fill up maximum space from the graph. Okay, if I would have written 21, 22, 23, 24, you can see that this would cross the graph paper. Okay, while drawing a graph you need to be smart. You need to understand what amount of data can be actually included in the graph paper. Okay, if you would have written like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, but my maximum data was what? 40. So I couldn't have finished this like the graph paper. Like if I would have written just one number for one space, then the graph would have crossed, right? I couldn't have finished my limit. Okay, so for this reason I've written 22, 24, 26. So what is this line, this cross line for? Because I'm considering values direct from 22, that's why I've just given this line, so that I'm showing that from here I'm 0 to 21 I'm showing it in small bracket. Okay, over here. So from here I'm just going two datas, like after 22, 24, then 26. So in between just 2 is over here. For frequency, it doesn't, I have taken a bigger space. Why? Because maximum frequency is what? Maximum frequency is 8 and my smallest frequency is 2. So I can take greater spaces. Over here in number, for the x-axis, you can see there are not much, like there are a lot of numbers, so I need to make the space short. So while drawing graph, you always need to consider these things in mind, that what are your values, what is the highest value. For example, over here the highest value is 40, then the minimum value is 21. So there is a difference of 19 values. But over here the smallest value is 2 and the greatest value is 8. So the difference is what? 6. So I can easily take more spaces in the graph over here. Okay, so for y-axis, these things needs to be described while you are drawing the graph. I have not described over here, but you have a sample of it in your book as well. For example, this example, you can see in the graph paper, x-axis represents the time interval, y-axis represents the temperature. This thing you need to include in your answer paper. Okay, always remember these things you need to write in the graph paper. I did not write because I was just showing the graph paper, but when you are giving your exam, you need to write these things in the graph paper. X-axis represents this, y-axis represents this. 5 units of graph paper along axis have been taken to represent the time. Over here you can write 5 units of the graph paper have been taken to represent the number 10 units of the graph paper have in the y-axis have been taken to represent the frequency. So in this way you have to write this down as well, okay, so that your graph is clear. Now we move on to the main point, that is we move on to draw the line graph. So how to draw the line graph? You see, we have taken data from 22, so 22 to 24. In between, how many values are there? 23 and 24, right? So two values. So you can see 22 in between, 23 shall be over here, right? So 21 should be over here as well, because this is the mean of 22 and 24. So we can consider that this is 20, this is 21, this is 22, okay. So this will be 21. So for 21 the frequency was how much? 2, right? So for 21 this is the gap and this is my point for 21, okay. Next for 22, what is the frequency? 8, right? So for 22 what would be my frequency? This is a straight line that goes up, so this is my point, okay. Next, which value do we have? 25. So 25 is where? In between 24 and 26. So this part, this is 25, in between 25, 24, 26, this is the midpoint. So for 25 what is the value? That is 2. So again for 25 this is my point, okay. Next for 32, so next point is 32. So 32 frequency is 3. So where is 32? 32 is over here. So 2, this will be 3, right? 2, 3, 4. So 32, right? So this is my point for 32, okay. Next for 35, next point is 35. For 35 frequency is 3. So 35 lies between 34 and 36. So this point, this is 35. So for 35 also frequency is 3. So 35 frequency is 3, okay. And next for 37, for 37 the frequency is 5. So 37 lies between 36 and 38, so in between. This is the midpoint, in between. 37 lies over here. So 37 frequency is 5. So this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Because in between 4 and 6 this is 5, this point is 5. So we just grab this line, this is 5 and this is 37. And for 39 is between 38 and 40. So this is my midpoint, and for 39 also frequency is 3. Okay, so you have understanding how am I getting the points. And finally for 40 the frequency is what? 3. So for 40 the frequency is 3. So these are my points. So what I need to do is, now these are my points, I just need to join them up. That's it. So once I join them up, my graph is completed. So I hope you know how to join, right? Just draw with straight lines, just join the points with straight lines, and your graph will be completed like this. Just join this point and this point and this point like this, then this, then this and this, like this. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you how to draw graph using data which has been provided. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.